Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, gonna be a match between Terror and Anytime here on Destination. Top side, it is our blue Protoss player Anytime, and in the bottom side it is our purple Zerg. It's gonna be Terror. Two excellent players for you today for a PvZ here on Destination. Got this from a giant replay pack off of Team Liquid. It is on patch 1.16, which means it's either 2008 or 2009 when this was played. But Good Brood War does not have an expiration date, and if you've been here for a while, you know that is true. Alright, man, so a PvZ featuring Terror and Anytime. Anytime gives Jaedong pretty good games, and Terror is an excellent Zerg player. So we will see if Anytime has what it takes to defeat Terror here on this map. Destination. Terror the Overlord scouting out. Yes, there are a lot of rocks along the scouting path, but it's a two-player map, so you're guaranteed to scout something, Terry. Just keep that in mind. And let's see if this probe is gonna do a hatch block. Or maybe it's an overpool here from Terror, and it is. Ka-chow. So it's an overpool build. You can be aggressive with it. You can be macro-focused with it. Protoss scouting it, have no idea which one it's going to be. So, probe harassing. Here is Anytime. Both players cruising at that 300 APM level, playing real fast, so there's not much to do. Had it explained, you just want to keep your fingers warmed up from the mid and late game when you do want that kind of APM, don't ya know? So, Forge expanding, sees the overpool, says, alright, I do want cannons sooner rather than later. I might have gotten away with going for a Nexus first here if I saw it was a hatch first to play, but on a two-player map, you know you're going to get scouted as a Zerg player. If it was going for a hatch first, it's just not what you want to do here. And then, yeah, trying to block the expansion attempt here at 11 supply is Anytime, being super ultra annoying here. Every player in StarCraft has had a building blocked by someone at some point or another, and they really hate it. And it can kind of throw your mojo off, and that's why they do it, honestly. I mean, it delays the hatch, yeah, but oh, that... Ooh, there we go. That jumped back in. I think Terror thought he had it, but then he got it on the backside there, too. Probe overshot the target a little bit, came too far down this way, and then bam, hatch goes down at the 11 supply. And just a couple extra drones in there is what it is. Maybe some extra lings, but 2, 4, 5, 6. So 6 lings being produced. Where's the other one? Ah, chasing this probe around, of course. So it is a weird map to wall off, Destination is, because you have these two bridges coming on in. You can't wall this whole thing off. That's ridiculous. You pretty much want to do this for as well as you can. It's still a long way, but it's a little bit easier to deal. The Nexus can help with that if you get a cannon in the right place. And then another cannon, so run-bys around this area are more difficult to do too. So will Terror be able to get a Zergling or two inside the main base? I kind of feel like, based on the setup, it is possible. Is it going to happen? Is he going to go for it is the larger question, because, yeah, he sees that second cannon up inside that mineral line. It's going to mess with the pathing of the mining a little bit, but, ooh, love the third base from Terror here, too, along this right side. So I love the fast third base in response to the Forge Fast Expand. Some Zerg players don't do it, and I always get confused, but, again, this is like a 2008-2009 replay, so it just goes to show this is definitely a viable strategy, clearing the heck back then. So hit that like button if you're enjoying what you're hearing and seeing so far. I'm here 5 times a week with StarCraft Brood War content. Hit that subscribe too and notification bell if you want. You can set up personalized notifications too. I know some of you, well, a lot of you here are here for the Brood War, not for the StarCraft 2. You click notification and then do personalized notifications, which should recognize you're not watching any of the StarCraft 2 stuff and really only notify you of the Brood War stuff, I think. I'd have to, I don't know if I can try that scientifically out on myself, but that's what I've been told is how it works. Lair on the way from the Zergs. Working on the cybernetics core. Everything is very standard in the ZVP. If you don't know what standard is, it just means we're going to see Corsairs and we're going to see Scourge. That's what it means. Will we see some Mutalisks? Possibly. The Zerg does have the option to make Mutas here. But, again, considering the fact that Corsair openings are incredibly popular in this matchup, and considering you do know it's a Stargate opening, and it's going to be Corsairs, because you don't make anything else out of a Stargate opening. You can't, Scouts are terrible for the cost. They're slow, they're bad. Like, you just don't want to make them. And you can't make carriers until you got a fleet beacon, and making carriers off of 2 base is a little bit dicey, and it's terrible against Zerg anyway. So, yeah, we're just going to see Corsairs. That's it. Those are the options. Don't worry about Protoss doing anything else, is what I'm trying to say, Zerg players. There's that Spire, like I said. And so far, everyone just kind of chilling. Oh, as long as I've got you here, check out falconpaladin.store for your merch needs, maybe to get a Christmas present for yourself or for somebody else. You can use the code BroodWar for a 15% off discount for anything on the store for the next couple days or so, all right? So check it out, falconpaladin.store. Promotional code BroodWar, all one word, all caps. Gets you that 15% discount, and we ship anywhere in the world. I mean, with the exception, I think, of North Korea, because they don't have internet, at least not with the internet that we have. And might have trouble with China, too, for similar reasons. But everywhere else, right? We're talking about England. We're talking about France. We're talking about Brazil and Portugal. We're talking about Chile. We're talking about South Korea. Talking about Singapore, Japan, wherever you happen to be. Taiwan, I think, shouldn't be a problem either. Evolution Chamber here, maybe to block off SimCity future Zealot attacks, which are probably coming. These lings have been dancing for a bit, but they haven't accomplished anything. The SimCity here at the natural base for any time is excellent. There's that Corsair production. We've got 2 of them already out. Trying to find an Overlord, and there it is. That's not Terry. I think Terry's already dead. Pretty sure he already got taken out back and his knees broken and then stabbed by these Corsairs, because Corsairs just don't have any respect for the sanctity of Terry's, is all it is. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's true. They just don't have any moral compass that would prevent them from doing that. Oh, man. So if you're a ZVP fan, I am planning on casting a crazy 53-minute ZVP. Okay? That is going to feature mind control. It's going to come up next week, so set your calendars for that one. I went through it to make sure it wasn't broken, and it's not, and I was so happy about that, because some of these longer, older replays are busted, but it wasn't broken. So happy, so excited, and I'm excited to cast it and bring it to you guys. I didn't have time to cast it today. I was struggling with my recording software today, so I don't have as much time as I usually do, but recording software is working. We're back. We're back, baby. And we'll see about that. It does feature Olympus, a really good Protoss player that's fairly new to the channel, but he's been around for a long time. So it's not, I mean, we're not talking Bisu here. It's not Bisu using mind control. I don't know if there are any replays of Bisu using mind control, because he's fairly no-nonsense that way. But so it's definitely a, I don't know, like an A-tier style thing, right? Not S-tier player, but like a Code A style players in that one. Looking forward to it. Scourge trying to just hunt around and find Corsairs to kill. They're not doing a very good job of making themselves available. Reaver drops in the future. I do see our shuttle, and I see Reavers. Fast Reaver, too. Like, this has got to be Reaver drops. I don't know what else it would be. If you do get Reavers in the mid to late game quite often against Zerg, but this early it's just got to be for dropping. You don't need them at this stage of the game. And if you're using them to deal with big Hydra pushes, they're not that good at that either. So, big Hydra push into the future here, though. Just made some Scourge to deal with the Corsairs to a certain extent. And then the anti-air is going to be Hydras from this point on. So they're going to move out while this drop is cruising down the left side. This is a ships passing in the night scenario, which might go poorly for both players. There is nothing to defend. Okay, there's 1 Hydra and like 4 Lings to defend against this. Everyone ready, set, die. 35 drones, and we'll get caught on the minerals a little bit. Couple drones do go down. But if you're running away from a Scarab shot out of a Reaver there, you're going to have a better time than if you're just kind of standing there and taking it. So everybody has to come back home to deal with this. This is actually surprisingly not an effective drop, considering there's very little defense here. They didn't quite take down the Extractor. They killed maybe a couple drones there, but not that many. It is 48 to 32 workers, but that's fairly standard at this stage of the game in a ZVP. Losing those 2 drones was not good for Terror, but it wasn't game-ending by any stretch. Maybe you're going to try to set up the same thing down here at the 3rd base. Just look at how many Corsairs there are. Ooh, they don't want to engage with this many Hydralisks, do they? No, they don't. No upgrades on those Hydras as far as attack and armor are concerned. But working on it? Yeah, working on the range upgrade, which is good, and then working on Carapace, which the Lings and the Hydras share, obviously. Taking this backdoor expansion is anytime. That's interesting. We usually see on this map players choosing, a DT out, but man, did you see how many Hydras there were? And Overlords and stuff? I don't know about this play. Ugh. Hydras are not afraid. Oh man, if that shuttle goes down, that's the end of this. Ooh, okay. Getting flanked a bit, but the shuttle has speed. It's very zippy. What was I saying? I was saying something, though. Yeah, usually players take this as a kind of a, they save it for a rainy day for a longer macro-style game where they, you know, they run out of places to expand down the sides here because there aren't that many places to go, and then they'll take this backside one once they have more map control. But right now, where there is no map control and a Ling run by up that right side would be really dangerous and problematic. Oh, good hit. Good hit. And another decent hit. Okay, Extractor goes down. There we go. Drone, Hydra, Extractor, maybe a couple Lings went down there too. And pretty great control from Anytime at this stage, actually. I mean, we're looking at 5 kills on that Reaver, 8 kills on that Reaver. Oh, they left this one to die because the shuttle didn't want to go back into where all those Hydras were. Brutality. Look at this vision, though. The Lings spread across the map from left to right, from east to west. Trying to see when and where maybe Anytime's going to push out with a ground-style army. It doesn't seem like he is going to anytime soon, but just kidding, he totally is. So he's got his Zealots. They seem, yeah, they've got the legs upgrade. They're very zippy. Some High Templar cruising around, floating behind them, not fast as a result. Hydra is trying to find some engagements up this left side. They know there's nothing here because they have a Ling, so I'm not sure what they're doing on this side of the map at all. But Singularity Charge coming in, working on an observatory because we are worried about lurkers at some stage. Lurker aspect is not being researched, but Zealot High Templar Reaver? Yeah, that's, I mean, that is honestly the primo composition if you're dealing with a big Hydra style push like this. Come on. Come on. If you're a Protoss and you're given 3 units to choose to defend against this, you're going to want Reaver, High Templar, Speed Lots. You just are. You're not going to replace anything else with those 3 positions, are you? No. Nope. Nope. That's perfect. That is perfect what Anytime is doing here. So Terror's got his 3 bases rolling. There's a 3rd base, obviously, for the Protoss, but it doesn't have a gas. That said, we want a lot of Zealots, so maybe having gas for that 3rd base is not as big of a deal. God, the Storms are just... Storm placement is everything in ZVP. It always has been. These Hydras can win this ground battle. Those Corsairs need to get out of here. Reaver's getting some decent shots off from behind the Dragoons and behind the Zealots. High Templar does not have enough energy for another Storm, but oh, the Reaver connections right now are just brutal. Reaver does go down. This Reaver's still hitting, still bruising up a few of these Hydras, even if they don't die. And the Hydras have to pull back. They've taken too many losses. Also, do they have any detection up here? DTs could be pretty effective too. I don't know if Anytime has kind of just decided not to do DTs anymore after the first one was an abject failure. But there's your Lurker aspect. It's coming in. More and more Hydras in production. Some Scourge too. Really wants to deal... Oh my gosh, this shuttle is just... it's an empty shuttle, but it gets sniped. I bet Terror's pretty happy about that, but there was nothing in that shuttle. Remember what I said about coming up this right side? Yeah. Ling's Hydras, you need a lot of cannons to deal with this. Once the Dark Swarm is up, they're not going to do anything whatsoever, but for now, they are going to be pretty decent at holding off Hydras that don't have incredible upgrades across the board here. Corsair's trying to find Overlords to kill. The supply block is not real for Terror, so he's fine. Hydra count, maybe going after the pylons would be better, but alright. Alrighty then. Actually throwing up lurkers right on this ramp. In range of cannons is not good. Cannons do big swings, and therefore they're pretty good against morphing in lurker eggs. I don't know if any of these are gonna finish before they die. Nah, they're too slow. There's too many Zealots. The cannon fire is too strong. That one's dead. This one's gonna pop, but is it gonna be able to burrow in a place where it's not detected? No, because there's an observer here, so nicely done. Ow. Ow. Terror, this is absolutely destructive. Okay. Alright, those lurkers all died, accomplishing 0 things. 0 things here. Hydra's continuing to engage. Another lurker egg comes up. 3 more lurker... He's canceling these ones. He's just like, alright. Those are zoning tools. They're trying to keep the Zealots off of my Hydras. Using morphing into lurker eggs. These guys have no... I was going to say, do they have a shuttle with them? Nah, they're just trying to kill Overlords. They're trying to be very active while also defending here. Dude, this Dragoon's got 1 kill. These cannons have a bunch of kills back here too. Reinforcements are not coming in right now. It is actual reinforcements. Well, there are reinforcements, but they're for any time. So, nicely done. Zealot. Bruh. Everybody's dead. Hey. Push, Ling, Hydralisk. Are we working on a hive? Yes, working on a hive. Queen's Nest is done. So it's a Lurkerling Hydra for the time being. He's trying to get up to Defilers as fast as he can because that definitely changes the game. It always does in ZVP. Storm, game changer. Dark Swarm, game changers. Those two things. Game changes. Le jeu de changer. Le changer de jeu? Is that how you would say game changer in French? Probably not. I'm probably off on that one. It's cool. I'm fine with it. Meanwhile, Terror expanded during all of that chaos on the left side. He's thinking, there you go. He is taking this bottom left. Look at him go. And we've got Anytime taking this right side high ground. Very hard to wall off and defend base instead of this one, which is a lot easier to defend against ground attacks. I'm not sure why he's not taking this left side base at all. Nor I don't think he's really tried to. Certainly doesn't have any kills, so I don't think any probes have gone over there and tried to make something happen. Ling Hydra just kind of face smashing here. Is this going to be enough? Is the question for the Zerg player. The Reavers, the High Templar getting them storms down. Beautiful stuff. Dragoon count is just high enough, and they have +2 attack to just also participate very well here. Taking down an Overlord, not supply blocking Terror, however, which is Terror's happy about that. Kakaru flying overhead into the mist. Kakaru! Kakaru! Kakaru's in the mist. Adrenal Gland getting started as soon as that hive is done. Even before Defiler Mound starts, intriguingly. This Zergling's been holding this for minutes. Okay, he's dead. He is dead. There's probably a probe on the way to expand there. That would be my guess. Now, these are the bases that are hard to hold in this matchup. Actually, any matchup. I don't care what matchup it is. These are the bases that are hard to hold. Defiler Mound is coming in. More and more speed lots being produced. That +2 attack. Very nice. +3 is on the way for the Protoss. And he's pushing down the middle here. He doesn't want to let Terror macro up too hard. He's up 148 to 112 supply, which is great. And the Hydra Lurker stuff, I don't know. When there's not Dark Swarm and it's against this many Dragoons with Storm support here. Not Dark Swarm support, but Psionic Storm support instead. Does get forced back. He's got detection available. I'm surprised he didn't push into here. I guess reinforcing Hydras were coming in. That defender's advantage is a big deal right now. Consume. There you go. Getting Research. More High Templar. That +3 ground weapons upgrade happening. And trying to set up some kind of a cannon wall against future attacks this direction. The Corsairs. No, the Corsairs not doing well. Very good control here from Terror, making sure that those guys don't get anything done. All right, so Terror, he's got his 5 bases that are easy to take. If he can take this... Oh, Lings did get up here and force a cancel. Oh, these Adrenal Gland Lings. Heck yes, they're going to get a lot done. +1 attack and +2 armor. They're trade pretty well against Zealots, but too many Zealots, too many Dragoons. The cannon came up there too, but they did force a cancel or possibly a kill on this 5th base of the Protosses. But yeah, if Terror can hold these 2 bases, he's going to be very happy about it. Is this Reaver? Storm dropping. It's a storm dropping Reaver, or shuttle. And by that I mean it is dead because Scourge are fast. Get him. Getting him slowly closing in. I don't know if there's enough time to get there before that makes it back to safety to the cannons and... Oh, got it! Oh, it's slowed up. Why would it slow up? There were 2 High Templar in there. Oh, brutal. I'm surprised at 20 minutes nobody's even tried to take these bases yet. Very weird. Archon's getting in the mix here. Going to do very well against the Lings. Not as good against the Hydras. Pretty good against the Lurkers. Archons are a mixed bag, which is just fine. Thanks. Oh, they're going to try to focus down the Nexus here. Can they get it? Dark Swarm is up. The Lings are invincible, but if the Zealots get in here, they can save the Nexus. No! The Nexus goes down. The Lings do take down one of the important sources of income for any time right now. And Terror's expanding along this right side. It is still 156 to 136 supply, though. The advantage is clear right now in army value because the worker count is definitely favoring Terror right now, which means the army is bigger for the Protoss. And he's like, okay, you don't have Dark Swarm. There's the Dark Swarm, but the Zealots are not caring about that right now at the moment. Archon getting in the mix here. The splash damage is not negated by the Dark Swarm at all. Direct damage is, can he push through this setup? My gosh, more and more Zerg cruising in here. Terror being a true terror on the defensive right now in the middle of the map. It's giving Anytime enough time to rebuild that base on the right side, though. And yeah, he's just backing up. He's like, okay, this is too much Dark Swarm, too many Hydralisks. Very problematic right now. Ooh, can't snipe down that one High Templar who had about 1 HP. And then he, in times of great distress, is going to merge and form an Archon with a friendly High Templar there. Left side base from Terror 2. This is not looking particularly great for Anytime. Here at 20 minutes, there's a Ursidon in the group, just casually hanging out, bearing witness to the deaths of Dragoons right in his backyard of where his roaming stomping grounds are. More Reavers on the way. DT coming in, working on ground armor. Now that +3 attack is done. There's really nothing defending either the left side or the right side base here from Terror. If you can get away with this, I mean, okay, I was going to say basically sending nothing to defend it. So this left side base does get canceled because there's nothing to defend that. The right side base is the one Terror chose to defend because it's actually done. Smart choice there from Terror, making sure that happened. Boy, yeah, hit that like button. This is a pretty good ZVP. I mean, Terror's got this economic advantage, but look at this army value. It's what, 60? Got to be 60, maybe 70 army value lead right now from Anytime. What is Terror doing? He's getting an Ultralisk Cavern. Okay, so he's trying to save up money to make Ultralisks here, which are going to do very well against the Zealots and pretty good against the Dragoons too. Dark Swarm Ling attack is like, I took down this base once, we can do it again, can't we? Archon's in the mix trying to clear those guys out. Lings are focusing the Nexus, but the Storm is here this time, and he saves the Nexus. That's huge. He loses all the shields and some of the hull damage, but not all of it. So 500 HP there. 6. There it is. 6 Ultralisks in production from Terror. That's what he was doing. He was saving up money for Ultralisks. He's got good upgrades for them because the Lings are at 3-3 already. Chitinous Planning is coming up. These are going to be fully upgraded Ultralisks soon joining the party here. Storms are going to have to be good. Archon placement's going to have to be good. You can surround the Ultras too and kill them while you're at it, but my goodness, Dark Swarm is just not caring Anytime. Continuing to push through here, continuing to fjord through the river. There's a bunch of consumed an Overlord to get another Dark Swarm up. Ultralisks into the house. Dark Swarm on everything. And once again, Anytime is forced back. He's still up 154 to 128 supply, and Terror is supply blocked. So that's going to be a problem for him in the future of this match for sure. Being supply blocked is bad. He does have 1 extra base up against the Protoss, which means he's on even footing. If he can take this left side base, he can definitely get this thing done economically. But man, he's still just hovering around 127 supply. His Overlords are finally popping. He can actually build more stuff. There you go. He's starting to make more Defilers, more Zerglings, more Scourge now that he's out of the supply block. There is a shuttle here with 2 Reavers in it, part of the play. Still got this Ursidon bearing witness to all of the destruction and death here on Destination. Terror's trying to take this left side base again. I don't know if that's happening. It's 3 attack and 1 armor upgrade. The upgrades are just better. They're just better for Terror here, and having an upgrade advantage on a Protoss is not something we see very much. But Terror is that good of a that good of a Zerg player. His Protoss is pretty good too. I think I did cast an off race of Terror, and his Protoss is pretty great. Anyone who's great at 1 race in StarCraft is going to be good at all 3 races. That's usually how this works. All right, man, coming through. Dark Swarm up. Reavers trying to get big-time hits off on these Ultralisks. Oh, my gosh. The Archons in the front. What? Ultras trying to find purchase. Zealots causing some problems for them as well. A lot of Archons down this right side, actually. Ultras are not invincible. Look how fast their HP goes down when there's multiple Archons with +3 attack attacking them, and wow! Anytime just completely crushed through that. He's up 175 to 115 supply. He's right inside the natural base of Terror. What a flip! Dude, Terror's got these bases, but oh, hang on. We're Reaver dropping over here. Run, drones! Reaver dropping. Oh, there's a lot of tech in here too. By that I mean there's an evolution chamber. But 185 to 89 supply. This is just not looking great. And the attack on the left side. While we're at it, that was my Windows making sounds. I'm sorry, I don't know what that was. And that's your GG Terror. Taps out and anytime takes him down in a bit of an upset here in 24 minutes. What an absolute baller game from Anytime. He never even tried to take these left or right side bases today. He got on his 5 bases. Look how mined out he is too. I mean, boy howdy, he does not have a ton of income here. But he had army value. He had the Reavers. He had the Archons. He had the Dragoons. Those Ultras did not do as well as I expected them to against this many Archons. I guess I didn't know there were this many Archons here. The Dark Swarm was great against the Dragoons, but the Reavers were firing. The Archons were firing. And what came down to, Terror had held the attack 3 or 4 times today already, coming down that middle attack path. But then Anytime's like straight up making it happen. In that final attack, I think if he gets rebuffed there, he just loses the game. I really do. I think if he gets rebuffed and is forced to crawl back home and try to get something done with his 2 bases of income, Terror takes the left and the right side base. He still has basically 3 bases running, and he just runs him into the ground. But no, Anytime gave him no chance to make use of the economic advantage that he had, and sometimes that's what StarCraft is. It usually happens in early game, right? Somebody gets a huge economic advantage, but then they get rushed or proxied or something, and then they die, despite the fact they have twice as many workers as the person that killed them, because that's what rushes are. We see that in the late game, too, where someone has a great economy, but every once in a while, the person with the worst economy just has a bigger army for a small window of time and is able to dart in there and get it done and take the better economy player down, which Anytime did. What an absolute baller. Absolute baller Anytime is. Like I said, he gives Jaedong a lot to handle, and he's enough to take down Terror today. 221,000 points from Anytime, 181 from Jaedong, or from Terror. Did outproduce the Protoss player at a 7-3 basis, 7-2-ish. Man, that's crazy. But look at this, a 5-to-1 kill death ratio, almost a 6-to-1 kill death ratio there for Anytime. That's going to be a huge part of it. Definitely a lot of Protoss buildings died, but that's not enough to win the game. And then resources here. I mean, this is Terror outspending the Protoss by 9,000 resources, which is usually, we say in a 20-minute game, enough, but not today. Not today. Part of it, too, is that Destination has a pretty short rush distance, and if you win a game in the middle of the map, you can be on top of your opponent's natural and main base pretty quickly, whereas that's not necessarily the case on other maps, and I think the map definitely played into it here. So disgusting display of incredible play there from Anytime, taking down the probably favored Zerg player here, Terror. Well done. Just absolutely, I need to cast more Anytime, I think, in ZVPs especially. Excellent. So that is going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.